In a recent video, I experimented with some new AI software that recreated Kermit the Frog's original voice in HD using samples from the 1955 audio. This video garnered a massive response, to say the least, but something quite a few people wanted to see was the technology used on another of Henson's works from the same time period, being the earliest Muppet commercials for Wilkins Coffee. These starred the cheerful Wilkins, who liked Wilkins Coffee, and the grumpy Watkins, who hated it. Wilkins would often commit violent acts such as battering, stabbing and shooting Watkins, as, in his mind,
things just seem to happen to people who don't drink Wilkins.
Fair enough.
Care for a cup of Wilkins coffee?
No, I don't like coffee.
Many were polite enough to leave comments on the last video along the lines of, "You're a disgrace to humanity for ruining the original works," but I'm not some advocate for AI being used to replace history. The original will always exist. This is merely an experiment. That's all it is. So today we're going to see what these characters potentially could have sounded like if they were recorded today.
Give me a close shave.
Do you drink Wilkins coffee?
Never.
My friend, this is going to be the closest shave you've ever had.
For the most part, the ads lend themselves well to this experiment, as they have little to no sound effects or background music, which tends to confuse the AI as it's trained solely on speech.
Did you drink your Wilkins coffee this morning?
Of course not.
Okay. That boy's got a long way to go.
Though due to the age and sporadic nature of the material, some of the 10-second spots are much clearer than others. The clearer the original audio is, the more authentic the AI rendition will sound.
On guard, salute Wilkins coffee.
But I don't drink Wilkins coffee.
Some learn, some don't.
But some people went on to comment that I was wrong. All it was doing was cleaning up background audio, and this could be done just as easily in Audacity, which just isn't the case. And to prove it, here's what happens when it goes wrong.
I really love my community coffee.
You ought to see a psychiatrist.
And dear reputation about community coffee. At least it was very sympathy.
This ad only exists as an off-screen recording from a Jim Henson exhibition, so the audio is incredibly muffled. As the AI can't get a good enough sample of the voices, it completely misinterprets what they sound like. Although blatantly wrong, such a result could never be achieved by tweaking a few levels in Audacity, so case closed. The Wilkins character is often referred to as Prototype Kermit due to his similar sock puppet design, which is also a misconception as Kermit already existed at this point. The character does have a very similar voice, primarily as is performed by Jim Henson, but the tone is much higher, evocative of characters such as Timon and Mike Wazowski, lacking the lower rubbery attributes present even in Kermit's first appearance.
Oh, let's not fight, fellas. The program is coming to you from
Washington.
Right. Like I said, tasty is baked while you sleep.
On the other hand, Watkins has that low, gruff voice that Henson would go on to use for iconic characters such as Rolf and Dr. Teeth.
It's a real pleasure to be here as official spokesman for the dog world. Wilkins makes good coffee. Ooh, better coffee? Wilkins makes the best coffee.
Whilst the puppet was similarly robust. But as with Harry in Sam and Friends, the AI seems to struggle with this more due to its unconventional sound, sometimes ironing out the gravel in the voice, and sometimes giving them that Dalek modulation.
Hey man, what makes you so square?
I don't dig Wilkins coffee.
So, as it turns out, Wilkins and Watkins perfectly convey the strengths and weaknesses of this AI, with Wilkins sounding faithful to the source material in amazing clarity.
You getting on the Wilkins coffee bandwagon?
Never. No!
You either go with Wilkins or you just don't go.
Whilst Watkins showcases its shortcomings as it struggles to capture his rattly and frankly unhealthy sounding voice. And feel a no smoking PSA coming on.
I like it better than that Wilkins coffee.
Stronger too, isn't it?
At present, you can't manually teach the software a voice. If this was the case, you could probably feed in Rolf to give it a better idea of what Wilkins would sound like. But at the moment it's going off its own library, which I can bet doesn't include abstract Muppet voices, at least for now. Though I must reiterate that this is only going to improve over time. Regardless, here's some of the best examples that I think are really cool to hear.
How about a delicious cup of Wilkins coffee?
No!
Strange things happen to people who don't drink Wilkins.
Next question. What do you think of Wilkins coffee?
It's wonderful, delicious.
You see, friends?
Now pay me the $10.
We're here to persuade people to drink more Wilkins coffee.
What's the club for?
To get their attention.
This thing's sinking. Better throw out that Wilkins instant coffee.
Just me and Wilkins Instant for 80 whole days.
Want some Wilkins coffee with your strawberry shortcake?
Can't say that I do.
You can't say that you don't either.
Overall, I'd say this turned out more successful than Kermit's original voice, as the bass quality of the audio, despite being from the same time period, is clearer than Sam and Friends in most instances.
Wilkins Instant Coffee soothes the headaches of life.
I don't have any headaches.
Care for cream and sugar?
There's nowhere near as much of a lisp in the characters' voices due to the lack of noisy artifacts in comparison to the Kermit footage, which the AI inadvertently blended into the voice itself.
Just relax and be yourself, you know. First, let's talk about all-time great newsmen.
But I'd love to hear what you think of the restorations in the comments below. I know that AI is a touchy subject and people have some very passionate views on the matter, so please just be mindful. It's become apparent after the last video reached a larger audience that these weren't my typical viewers, as I was pretty much bombarded with criticism. Every aspect of the video was very vocally picked apart, from the setup, lighting, editing, pacing, background music. Apparently I was whispering. No, it's just sort of how I talk. I feel many people have climatized to these loud, fast-paced YouTube videos of the modern day, but I'm not Mr. Beast, though I've taken the liberty of switching the setup around to clear my own conscience if nothing else. And 50% of comments are accusing me of being AI. Like, not just pointing out the resemblance, just straight up, oh my god, dude, are you AI? What's going on? It's like, what am I expected to respond to that? Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Muppets content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.